I definitely believe it's important. You have to have a security budget that addresses the human factor. And unfortunately, a lot of businesses, at least in the United States, do not allocate. You know, they basically have a flat security budget, and the manager or the CIO allocates that security budget usually to buy technologies, usually to send their employees through that training. Usually they give security responsibilities to some overworked network or system administrator. It's not really done in a uniform way, but each company is different, so it's really difficult to stereotype. But I really think in social engineering, you know, the key mitigation strategies are security policies and procedures, coming up with the security protocols that trigger people into systematic mode. And one of the most important things, and it's quite interesting, I'd like to see a raise of hands of how many of your organizations actually have a data classification policy. 1, 2, 3. Oh, actually about 10, 11 hands went up. I didn't get an exact count. And we have, what? About that, so maybe about 20% in this room. Without a data classification policy, how can you even start mitigating social engineering risk? Because how do you, if you haven't told your employees what information is sensitive and how to protect it, how can you ever expect to mitigate against that? So that's one of the first steps, is advising employees of what information is sensitive, what action items are at risk. That's one of the first steps, developing a security awareness training program to really educate people on what is social engineering, what are some of the common type of attacks that you'll see, what are the methodologies, the strategies of social engineers. A lot of people don't even know what social engineering is, seriously. And then to doing social engineering pen testing. How do you know your security posture of your employees at your company unless you ever test them? How do you even know, what companies out there actually test their people on knowledge of policies and knowledge of protocols? Train your people and you have a good, resilient staff against social engineering attacks, and you have weak technology, the bad guy's going to try to exploit the technology. If you have good technology but no training, they're going to go after the people. So you got to strengthen all the links of the security chain to have a meaningful and effective program. And unfortunately, it's not uniform. So it's important to become uniform.